Hey y'all, how are you? How are you? How are you? It is Burgess Taylor, or Journey with Burgess, and it's St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And I have been trying all day long to get in the studio and get some things recorded. I've got some video footage. It's going to be a bit of a studio vlog, behind the scenes, for bits and pieces of March. I'm behind with videos, as per the usual. But I've been doing a lot in the studio, as you can see. I have been doing a great deal in the studio, as you can tell. The easel's it's right above my head. Maybe I should move that. Hold on. There, now we can tell that it's an easel. Way back when, I don't, it was one of the One Book Julys, Carrie Harling was doing the Atomic Habits book. And I wrote down a quote from that book a long time ago. A small change in what you see can lead to a big shift in what you do. Changing things in this studio has really helped me find some of that creativity. I was in this rut. I absolutely love journaling. I have been journaling since 1975, so for 48 years, give or take. But before I fell down the rabbit hole of the planner community and the journaling community especially, I was more of a smash book kind of journaler. I added a lot of what you would add in a smash book, only it was just a notebook that I added to. Sometimes they were composition books, sometimes they were books that somebody gave me that was pretty, sometimes it was a book from Barnes and Noble or Books a Million or Walgreens or wherever, Walmart, Kmart, CVS, it doesn't matter. But I remember way back in 2014 watching those first few Journal With Me's in a Hobonichi cousin on YouTube. I fell in love. I was in awe. And I thought to myself, I have to have one of those. I joined the Hobonichi journaling group because I knew, because they were so expensive, I wondered how I'd ever be able to afford one. Things were different back then. David and I both, when we got married, we were both starting over. Completely over. So now, I have both the English version of the A5 cousin, along with the AVAC version of the cousin, along with an undated, an A6 Hobonichi Day Free, the English Mega Weeks. I'm also using the A5 Take a Note Planner as my tarot journal. I also have the B6 Common Planner from Sterling Ink. I also have a Seven Seas Crossfield from Nanami Paper that I use as my magical morning mindset kind of journal, along with some other things. Like this is a notebook journal that I got from, I think it was from Staples a long time ago, and it is, I have the card, True Red. Welcome to True Red. The expert guidance collection of journals was thoughtfully designed with intuitive layouts, useful content, and creative features to help you become the best note taker in the room. I did a lot of sketch note journaling in this, and I'm going to use it because this was taking notes, and I love the way it's set up. It's square and it's fabulous for taking notes from things that you're reading. I'm using a lot of different things. I'm also using Create with Pen, an A5 journal, and a B6 journal. Those are Tomoe River paper journals. Almost all of my journals and planners, with the exception of a few, are some type of Tomoe River paper. So anyway, past Burgess is thinking what in the hell? All these journals, all these planners. But future Burgess is looking back at past Burgess, these past few years, past Burgess, where I'm using all these multiple journals and planners and switching between sizes and types and thinking, I'm so glad I figured out what really works for me. Woo! One of the questions that I've been thinking about over and over and over again is it less expensive to use multiple journals for different things or one journal per month for all the things? So, and I'm not saying, I'm not talking about a planner, I'm talking about a journal. So, one journal, one planner, maybe like some sketchbooks, small ones, large ones, different sizes, different kinds of paper. Those are the necessities for me: a journal, a planner, sketchbooks. Because you need different paper for different things. Those are necessities. However, if I use one notebook a month, and most of my notebooks range from about 150 to about 300 plus pages, and they usually cost anywhere from about $20 to about $50 depending on the journal. So present Burgess is like, wait a minute. So let's just round that off and let's just say $30 for each notebook. Okay, so if I use one planner, there's that. And then if I use one journal per month, that's $360 if the journals average about $30 each. Okay, and I'm like, oh man, I got to think about this some more. So President Burgess is like, wait a minute. I've given a great deal of thought to what would be best. One notebook for each month, a planner for the year for personal stuff, planner for work, some sketchbooks, like I said, or would it be best to have a journal for each season and the planner for the year, or whether it's split up like the Hobonichi AVEC, or it's all in one? We've got the common planner that's now split up. We've got the Wonderland 222. They've even got half year stologies and things like that. So I'm thinking, what would be more expensive? So if I could get one journal that was, say, at least 300 pages to last me for one season, that would be 3 months. We're talking, I don't know, at least $120. But we may end up having to get an extra journal. So we're talking $150 versus $360. Like, whew, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. And then I'm thinking, well, what if I just use the journal until it ran out? And I have an extra one for when that one runs out. But what if I have a journal for spiritual stuff, and then I have a journal for creative stuff, have a journal for book notes that I'm taking for books, notes that I'm taking for like classes. I have one journal that's more for like research and notes and things like that. And maybe that journal, I've got one journal that I had last year and I only used like 5 or 10 pages out of it. So I cut the pages out and I'm using it this year. And it's actually one of those Hobonichi notebooks, the pretty notebook. I don't know what actually would be. I think getting one notebook every month would be the more expensive. Unless you could get something that wasn't very expensive. Let's just say, for example, just because we can, I know that the Crossfields 7Cs, like the A6, is about $21. The standard is about $34, and those have about 480 pages, which would definitely last me a whole season. That might even last me half a year, depending if I have other journals too. So if I spent $20 to $35 for that notebook and it lasted me for 3 to 4 months, that's wonderful. So if I'm spending, let's see, I'm spending $30 on the creative notebook. I'm spending $30 on the spiritual notebook. I'm spending $20 on the everyday carry. I'm spending $25 on the notebook that's for my journals for reading. How many did I list? Reading, creative, spiritual, research. So we're talking about $150 to $200 every 3 months. That seems like it's going to be more. Now, not all of them are going to last for 3 to 4 months. So let's just say,
I should have done this before I got on this video.
Alright, so my everyday carry is going to last the whole year. So spiritual journal's probably going to last the whole year. My notes will probably last 6 months. My creative will probably last 6 months we'll say 4 to 6 months. Okay, so for the year, I've spent $60 for the Hobonichi. We'll just say I'm just doing the one. We've spent $35 for the spiritual journal. We've spent $20 for the everyday carry. Based on my math, which is probably not the best math, and some of these notebooks I've had for quite a while, some of these notebooks have been moved from year and I'm still in them. I'm just going to say, based on what I've looked at, I would be spending about anywhere from $280 to about $300 a year doing the planner and the journal thing the way that I'm doing it. But I didn't take into account that I'm using more than one planner, so let's add another. Okay, so we're talking about $350. Now, I just talked about how if I bought one notebook per month, not including the planner, but one notebook per month, and let's just say I had one personal planner and one regular planner, like for social media, for work, and what I put on YouTube and Patreon and stuff. And then the other planner is the one that I have for our bills and things like that. So let's say I spend, I don't know, $120 on the planner stuff for the whole year. And I'm not getting into stickers or supplies. 160 plus the 360. That would be $520 a year in just journals and planners alone. If I do one a new note every month. Now that would include everything. Ideas, notes, all of that stuff, all of that. Research, book notes, everything. Kind of like the Omni Journal, but without the planning. And I thought, because that was one of my issues with using a bullet journal like the Leuchtturm, that notebook would maybe last me for about 6 or 7 weeks. So I wouldn't have used 12 there a year, but I probably would have used about 8 or 9 for the year. Let's just say 9. But then I got to thinking about it. I like the idea, and I have liked the idea of seasonal planning for a long time now. And with spring is sprung around here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the video. You're going to hear me talking, maybe doing some, like little picture in the picture thing, and I'm going to talk to you about what I'm doing in my journals. Or maybe I'll save that and add that as a vlog, and then we're just going to go here because I've got some stuff to show y'all, and I think this might be a little bit easier just to kind of go here. This is the notebook from True Red. And the reason I like it is that it has these lines so you can do notes. So I'm going back to using this. It has my notes for the book Atomic Habits in it. This is my Hobonichi. It's the AVEC version. This is the work planner. Studio journal. It's the things. I have studio stuff in here. I have some personal stuff in here. I have all kinds of things in here. I've done flip throughs. I have some pages I need to finish. I'm sorry about the dirty water. I've got to clean that out. But I have done quite a bit. This was when I was thinking about arranging the studio. This is what I was thinking about doing the DIY project. This is what I had wanted for Christmas and why I wanted to do the DIY project. That was my brother's birthday. This is what I ended up with. This was projects for the studio. This was when I was going through and organizing my pens and things. Markers. I never did finish that. I need to finish that. That's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I watercolored that. I found this candle for David at TJ Maxx that said record shop candle. Whenever we do get his jam cave, finally, he's going to have all kinds of stuff for it. I've got little notes, bits of things that came out of different magazines that I wanted to end up doing like a coffee chat on. That came from Kat Riles. I'm a patron. This I did, and I kind of changed it up. I put this over it because I had messed up something, and that fixed it. I never did watercolor that, but that's okay. This was when I had was arranging the kids' bookshelf stuff. This was Happy Mail. This was stuff in the studio, taking pictures. The kids again. The kids were still here. This was issues with Ecamm, Valentine's, more Valentine's, work and the kids. That I put in a video for y'all and for Patreon. This was work and kids. Work. I did work stuff. I did stuff in the studio and stuff in the house. This was my day off, and I got some house stuff done, and I actually did do a few things like cleaning and stuff in the studio. This was Happy Mail stuff. And again, doing more. I was back to the studio, and then I took a break from the studio and finished cutting the grass. This was more studio stuff. Note to self, I am courageous. And I put that I am courageous because here I am using the drill, doing all this by myself, getting the ladder, climbing up on the ladder, all kinds of crazy stuff with nobody here to help me because my husband was working and my son was at school and I had to get it done. I didn't finish journaling on that page. This I just talked about in a video for Patreon that is actually uploading. This was some changes that I'm making in the spring for the spring. This was more Happy Mail. David's shoes came in. The Murdaugh trial. I had actually been listening to it while I was doing journaling and videotaping. These are my things that I want to focus on in the spring. And this was the new beginnings, like a chat that I am thinking about doing. Ways to live a more creative life. This is something I did a chat for, I think the $11 tier for Patreon. That's what's uploading right now. These were some quotes and some things that I wrote down. How to kickstart your creativity. I got more Happy Mail in. Great things. This is a quote by Vincent van Gogh. This is something that I am going to do a chat about. I wrote down a note about one of the Faber-Castell Pit Artist pens. That was done with watercolor, and this was my day off. And I did do a few things. I watched some videos about using the Faber-Castell Pit Artist brush pens. This is today. I usually backfill my weekly pages. I will write things down that I know are going on. I do put some things in ahead of time because it's a prompt for me. Okay, I forgot. So this is the notebook that's in here. It was from, like I said, it was from last year. And I've got some things in here I'm working on. I'm putting things in there because where I wrote down the coffee chats were in a number of different places. Sometimes I'd write them in here. Sometimes I'd write them in a notebook, in a different notebook, and I want them really all in the same place. So that's where I'm at with that. And as you can see, this is getting really chunky. I needed one of the notebooks that wasn't super thick. Then this is my more personal. It's a journal planner. It's all of the above. It's the full year Hobonichi Cousin AVEC, Hobonichi Cousin. It's the English version. Here's March. I don't have a lot in here. I need to, I've got an appointment here. And then, we're here. I haven't done anything in here. And then we get back here. I've shown this. I have some journaling that I need to do. I've written things down. I've got to catch up in my 5-year Hobonichi in the A5 and in the A6. The A6 is for current events, and the A5 is for personal stuff. Because I want to look at things that are going on over the years. I need to write down that Nikki Haley's running for president. She was the governor of South Carolina. Used to be, before McMaster. McMaster took her place. Not a happy camper about McMaster. So anyway, I've got journaling things in here. I need to fill in pages, but I have stuff because I was planning in here. And then I realized I didn't really want to plan. So anyway, we get here, and I did the big things. And these are some use it up recipes. I did that yesterday, or day before yesterday. And this is today, because I switched some makeup around. I switched back to e.l.f. for the spring and the summer because the humidity is so bad here. I used their CC cream. And this was in the magazine, and I had to, y'all, it's the red lipsticks. And I do my Oracle card every morning. I usually do that for the whole week on Sunday or Monday, and then I put them in. I started doing them differently than I was doing them. I also have them in a different one where I write about it, what I think. It's an actual, a prompt sort of to get my creative juices flowing and to get me thinking. It worked. So that's this, and we're going to talk about tracking and all that other stuff maybe in a different video. So one of the things that really had me thinking, though, because the planner is a planner for work. It is simply, I took these out, so you're going to have to bear with me for a minute. This is a cover from Brie from Documented Journey. It is this really gorgeous purple color, y'all. It is so gorgeous. It looks very dark here, but it is just the most gorgeous purple. And this is the cork called Flourish. Not sure she's got any more of this right now. But what I did is, well, I need to put this back in here. Okay, so what I have in here, it is really the work stuff. So this is a Moleskine monthly. I need to go through and put some more stuff in here. Okay, so we'll just go to March. So I have March's calendar, and I'm going to go through and write down and put maybe thumbnail pictures. It's going to be something I'm going to do as I review my month, because I did an overview here, and then I'm going to do a review here. And as I do the review, I'm going to go through and put pictures of my thumbnails for the videos, because I have the list of the videos in the front. And then I have note pages in the back if I need to. And then here I have emotionally charged possessions can give you continuity, and a sense of self. They prove you existed, you've had a life. That's one of the hard things about decluttering. That's one of the reasons people have a hard time decluttering. So this was, I had gotten in the Cat Riles watercolor palette, and I put this here, and I did those and talked about how gorgeous they are. I was writing down like a little note to myself. These was the prompt list that I did for patrons. I think I put it, I don't know, did I put it on Journey with Burgess? I don't know if I did, y'all. Ooh, yeah. So anyway, if I do one for April, and I think I might do one for April, I will try to make sure I put it on Journey with Burgess. So this was some brainstorming that I was doing in a video for Patreon. This was some stuff that I was doing about creativity, and it was some notes about, and I had some research information. That sucks. But my word for spring is flourish. So my word for March is emerge. As things are emerging during spring, things are waking up from hibernation. All the vegetation, plants, animals, flowers, the trees, y'all, our grass, the pollen. I'm not sure if you're aware, this is a 10 by 16 loft barn shed, and the windows are not, they're single pane. So when those big fat bumblebees are out in front of the window, bzz, 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 I can hear them. I can hear the birds, the cardinals, the mockingjay. We have a mockingjay that guards right where part of our yard. And if you go near the mockingjays gonna let you know. And then we have a woodpecker. We had a rooster that lives down the road, and the rooster keeps coming to our yard. My husband said he's finding some goodies in our yard. This is another thing. This is a Sojourner dark purple folio. My word for 2023 is intuition. So I've been going through and putting like things up here, like writing notes, ideas. I go back and forth. This was February, and I just do some things. The studio plan, as you can see, I had that in here. There's a wish list in here. There's little things that I found. I was doing stuff like this, but I was also doing personal stuff in here, and I was like, wait a minute. Because originally I was going to have this with the AVEC, but this was just too thick with how thick the AVEC was getting. So it was like, Happy Mail came in. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, maybe what this really should be about, because I am putting things in here. This is about me journaling about the things that I want to do coffee chats about, what I feel about it, what I think about it, and things like that, before and after, maybe. But it's not where the research and the notes go. This is more creative than research and notes. This is the studio expense book. So I have highlighted colors for different items like utilities, internet, like things like that, review items, software subscriptions, stationery for office, filming tools, painting, drawing, etc. tools, income. So this is one kind of income, and this is any other kind of income. And then we've got supplies for journaling and painting and stuff, light bulbs, glue, tape, those kind of things. And then I have things listed, and I did list as in like an example. So we've got the date, the item, the where, the what for, that kind of stuff, the item and the description, where I got it from, and the type it is, and the amount. So that's what that is for. That's just a grid composition notebook and a cloth cover. And then I have this, which is for taxes. And y'all, that's personal information. So this is a perfectly imperfect cover I've had for a long time. I got it new to me. This is a Nanami Crossfield. This is my spiritual journal. I do all different kinds of things. If there's something, this was an oracle card. This is the morning mindset kind of stuff. If I have something that, like, I do oracle cards, I've got moon stuff in here. I've got all kinds of stuff in there. The take a note is actually a tarot journal. So when I do tarot pulls, it's things like that. This is the Create with Pen. Oh, my sticker. This is a picture of my friend Maya that passed away. She was a YouTuber. This is the Create with Pen notebook, and I am doing, this is where I did like the journaling, some of the journaling about the Murdaugh trial in here. I also did some of the journaling about the Murdaugh trial in one of the other things. Oh, it's raining, y'all. So this has more personal stuff in it. Like I'm doing, I'm not in this every day, nor am I in that other one every day. This is I tried to use the Mega Weeks for my self-care. And it's great for doctor appointments and for weight and for writing things down that I need to know to take to the doctor. But it just doesn't have enough room for me for some of the things. So one of the things that I'm doing, well, I have this, like I've got a thing I need to go in here and fill these in. I'm writing down a good thing or a win every day, and I've got them written down, but I haven't put them in here yet. And then these are the trackers, and I'm behind with this. I need to go in and do this. These are supposed to, this shows you I'm behind. I've got to fill in stuff. This is my line a day for personal stuff. So tracking, I've got to fill this in. I've got it done. And then this is my measurement tracker, and I need to fill in my steps. And then I wasn't sure what I was going to put over here, and I needed to write it in and have it. It's a good thing that we're just at the middle of March. So that's what this is. This is the 10-year Stology anniversary edition. And I won't be in these all the time. So this I've had for a long time. This was 2021, then it was 2022. I just keep changing. I've got golden rules of planning. I've got some vision boards, my word of the year last year. That's what that one sticker is supposed to go in here. So whenever, this is the seasonal stuff where I'm writing things down for seasonal planning. I have another one that's got more specific. It's a B5, but this is just the, like, more of the notes and like where I can have a little bit of fun with the seasonal stuff. The other one has more information and things like that. And then I think I just showed you the inside of this. I didn't actually show you anything I was doing, did I? No, I did not. No, I didn't show you this at all. I showed you that. Okay, so this is the Common Planner. And the reason I don't really use I would use this for everything. I really would. This needs to be moved out of there because it's got personal information in it. I would use this for everything. But here's the problem. This is one of the original ones with the flimsy cover. Do you see how it's doing? And this is with the plastic cover. See that? The more I go through this, the worse it gets. The worse it gets. I don't feel like I should have to order another one. I'm not going to order another one. I hear that she's fixed these. I am so disappointed because you can see how it's curving. You can literally see. So watch. I have this in here to keep it sturdy. I put this here to keep it sturdy. This is the cover from Lauren Phelps Designs, which was it's made for it. But as you can see, this has the whole binding. Oh, I guess the whole binding. See how it, and see how it's back? This is supposed to be, it's supposed to be like that. I have no idea. It's supposed to be like that, but I have no idea how to get it to be like that again. I'm so disappointed. It's only March and it looks like I have used up, like I've been in it for 6 months. This is my spring forward stuff. So I'm not doing daily stuff in it all the time because it's just going to get so thick. It's not even going to fit in this. And I don't mean from me putting stuff in it. I just mean from regular use because of this. And I don't know. I don't know. I've got binding tape. I thought about putting binding tape like here, but I don't know if that would even fix it. And it's such a gorgeous planner. It is really such a gorgeous planner. I don't know how to fix that.
I don't know how to fix that.
It's going to tear apart. And see what I mean? That's what's happening with that. And I put that there to help it keep from doing that. But that's what's happening. And it's because the cover is so flimsy. I was so excited about this, so looking forward to this, so happy about this. And then within a month in, I was just like, and I knew before the month was over because of how it was fitting in the cover and how it was doing in the plastic cover. I was like, this is absolutely ridiculous. So I'm not sure if she's fixed it, then that would be wonderful. However, I'm just so upset and so disappointed. Okay, let's go. So this is April. This is supposed to be my personal planner. It's supposed to be where I have my bills and I have information and things like that. And I love the planner. I love the pages. But I do not love what has happened with the cover. I do not. I am not a fan. I need to print the vellum off to put here, but then I hesitated about putting the vellum in there for March, for spring even, not even for every month, but for just the seasons, because the more stuff I put in here, this is just page 57, the more stuff I put in here, the worse this is going to get. So I may eventually just quit using this altogether, unfortunately. I have an A6 day free that's stays in my purse. It is in that lilac Hobonichi cover, or the lavender or whatever you want to call it. And I could actually use it as a personal planner. It's my everyday carry, so I may end up just using it and switching covers, or I may just, I don't know. I may cut the pages out of here and put them in something else. I wish I could figure out what to do with the cover, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know how to fix it. So that's pretty much it, and I have rambled. So if you have a suggestion for how to fix the cover of this, please let me know. If you had it replaced, let me know if it can be replaced. I just don't want to bother her because I feel like she's been inundated with so many different. My criticism, I don't think the cover was her fault. Anyway, if you have a suggestion for how to fix it, I would love to be able to fix it. I may end up waiting until the summer and then ordering the half a year, or I may between now and then just maybe order a half a year. I don't really care for the way the Wonderland 222 is set up in certain ways, but I'm at the point where I might just get the 6 month, even if it's a date free, use like her AVEC version in the B6. Although I have to say I love the way this is set up much more. Y'all let me know. And have you changed things? Are you moving things around? Have you rearranged and fixed? I have. Okay, so you can see what happens. This is what happens. Instead of it being in there the way it's supposed to be. So I don't know, maybe I'll just keep it like this for a while. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I really do. I love the planner, but you can kind of tell I have kind of went off of, I put the weather, but I haven't really, I had pre-decorated, but you can kind of tell I quit. I haven't been doing as much. I go through and I go through phases because I'm just I stopped right around here and it was I couldn't stand the way that it was doing. So I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have had this and if you have struggled, and if you did, what you did about it. I have taken the plastic cover off and put it in here, and had the plastic cover on and put it in here. I was so excited about how this was going to do, and it just, yeah, so disappointed. I'm going to go back in and backfill because I did some bills and I went and got my hair done today. I don't do this anymore myself because of the rheumatoid arthritis, but I get it done. Like, I used to get it done once or twice a year. And of course, now that I've gotten it done, now it's raining. So I'm going to pull it up with my chopsticks and put my hat on. And yeah, because the moment it gets wet, it will go right back to being curly. And this took a good little while to do. Anyway, the next video will be part 2 and of what I'm doing. And I know this is probably way more jumbled. I've got this flower that I want to draw in watercolor. This, I think, is where I'm going to do. This is from Toadori. It was an Etsy shop, Toad Studio. And I'm going to do some... I've decided to, because I can carry this around. I can throw it in the back of any of these A5s. And I think I'm going to do some of the like doodles and stuff to make PDFs and stuff like that for Patreon, because it is blank pages and it feels like mixed media paper, and I really like how it feels. Yeah, I think that was pretty much it, because that's going to go in there. Alright, y'all. Y'all have a great one. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I know I'm kind of late doing this, and it's going to be late when it gets up. Where did my thing go? It fell off. We'll do this because that glare is kicking ass. Okay, y'all. Now that I've set everything up, what are you using and how are you using it? I know for most people they've already done these videos, and I had things situated and things have changed somewhat, and in some ways some things have stayed the same. I've just moved covers around and things like that. So y'all have a great one, and I'll see y'all again real soon. Thank you so much for being here, and y'all have a great one. Don't forget to do the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, comment, share. All of it helps the channel, helps other people find the channel. Y'all have a great one. Bye, y'all.